Good morning and welcome to your favorite variety news show, giving you the latest and, in our opinion, the greatest news for your eardrums. I'm one of your hosts, Anthony. I'm on the hot seat today, so this might be a bit of a mess. But with me today, I have
Vince Vibes giving you daily rap.
It's Dustin with Showbiz Spotlight.
Steven with Football Focus.
I'm actually with Drama Digest.
Yeah.
Anthony is with Showbiz Spotlight.
Oh my goodness! I thought you were gonna take it over for the day. You were ready. You were ready and primed, and yeah. So, it's Anthony, your first day on the board. How are y'all doing today?
Oh, fantastic!
Awesome.
How are you guys?
Awesome.
Good. How was your weekends?
Not bad. I went to the beach. Got a nice tan.
I see that, Dustin. You got a nice
I'm
tan.
glowing, you might say.
Glowing. That's true. That's what the kids say, right? Glowing.
I have no idea.
I'm very mindful. Very
Um. So, how was your weekend, Anthony?
It was pretty good. Unrelated to Football Focus, Phillies clinched the number one spot in the division.
Yes.
I'm excited for that.
If you're a baseball fan, go Phillies. You know, we do have two Philadelphia fans in the room as we speak. Two Tampa fans did not have a good Sunday. That we'll talk about more in Football Focus. You want to say something about it? Like, you got the Buccaneers hat on. I see the tears in your eyes. You're watering up just thinking about the game.
Not tears, because at least what the game showed, at least I'm kind of happy for the Broncos. At least
I hate
they
that
won.
for you.
Yeah,
My job is
for
to
you,
be
and I'm an Eagles
biased
fan.
for Football Focus. My job is to be biased.
Well, exactly.
I am
You mean unbiased, Steven.
Yeah. I mean, unbiased. Thank you. I understand that I'm a Bucs fan. I love my Buccaneers. Always will love my Buccaneers. Sad they lost, but at the end of the day, it's like, for this, you gotta be like unbiased for this.
Yeah, I completely understand that. I'm not going to be unbiased. Eagles won.
Go Birds!
Go Birds. Oh,
a messy game.
Yeah. We'll talk more about that on Football Focus. On Daily Rap, we'll be talking about how Travis Scott just passed Kanye West in all-time streams.
Oh, rest in
kind of
peace.
a shocker. And we'll talk more about the 20 all-time streamed rappers, more on Daily Rap. What are we talking about today on Drama Digest?
Well, you already know. We should start calling it Diddy Digest at this point.
No Diddy.
But there's some breaking news in that case that we're going to dive into, and a couple other stories that are kind of related, too. So,
yeah, that is very true. What are we talking about on Showbiz Spotlight?
Showbiz Spotlight, we've got some Hollywood Walk of Fame stuff to talk about. A famous superhero might have just gotten the very first star on the Walk of Fame.
preposterous.
That's crazy to think about. I wonder who paid for it. And we also got
Zack Snyder.
We also got
Zack Snyder, yeah.
We also got the Emmys that happened last week. Talk a little bit about that. Maybe discuss, what we're watching these couple of days.
And the question of the week segment. At first, we thought we weren't going to have any content for you today, but as the turns of yesterday, we have maybe too much content for you today in question of the week. Plus,
you love to see it.
We do have some song requests from fans in the Discord. Just plug in the Discord real quick. If you want to join our community, you can follow me on all socials at Vince Vibes, VinceVibess. And with that, you can join our Discord community. I'll send you the link. You can answer the question of the weeks and get featured on the shows. You can put in song requests and give us feedback and tell us how we're doing, because we want to hear from you, because you're spending time listening to us. Isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
I hope so.
And so now I guess we'll start going into the daily rap segment. But before we do that, you can listen to us at hawkradio.primostream. Take that.com and shove it elsewhere. We're not going to say what Steven would like to say on air, but we will shove it elsewhere and get it out of here. And but first, here's Under the Sun by Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Lute, and DaBaby. And we're back. Anthony hit the wrong buttons to start the board, but Daily Rap continues, and Daily Rap it will be because Travis Scott has surpassed Kanye West on the list of most streamed rappers in the world. and is quickly approaching Eminem's spot for the top 3. That is shocking to me, guys. What do you feel about that? Travis Scott in the top 3 most streamed rappers in the world?
I like Travis, but I hate to see him passing up my GOAT.
Yeah, I
same
know.
Here.
We're all Kanye fans around here. The next song.
But to be fair, we've been Kanye fans for a while. This isn't a recent event.
No.
We like him from before.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we like old Kanye. We like some of new Kanye's music. Maybe not the
Yeah,
mindset
Carnival.
of Kanye.
Yeah.
Kanye
Yeah.
or Ye.
That's a no.
on the
That's a
nitrous. But so as reported by Instagram's Rap TV on Wednesday, September 18th, and confirmed, Travis is now the 3rd most streamed rapper on Spotify with a whopping 49 billion streams. He comes in just behind M at number 2 with 51 billion streams. But both are still a ways behind the most streamed rapper in the world. Can you guess who it is, guys? It's Drake
Oh, man.
Oh.
Yeah, I figured.
with 103 billion.
Why isn't
Wow.
he doing the Super Bowl?
Well,
I guess.
we talked about that last week.
Yeah, we did.
There's a number of reasons why Drake is not doing the Super Bowl. But as surge in sales from the commercial release of his 2014 mixtape, Days Before Rodeo, certainly helped his streams, the effort is set to secure the coveted number 1 spot on the Billboard 200. 4 weeks after missing out on the crown in fashion, this tape narrowly missed out on topping the charts in its first week of release, despite earning over 360 units. Pretty good sales from Travis. If y'all don't know, he released a mixtape in 2014, and he just put it out on streaming platforms just a couple weeks ago.
How is it?
It's pretty good. I've listened to it before. It was on streaming platforms, and I've loved Rodeo. And Rodeo is a good album all around. Good project.
All right.
And maybe we'll play some tracks from it next week.
Did you say 2014?
No, unfortunately, we can't play any tracks from
Oh, he's on the
Travis
list?
Scott. He's on the list, unfortunately.
no
Sorry,
flowers,
Travis
silence.
Scott. You're gatekeeping your music. Darn you.
You're never going to make it to number 2 with this.
Exactly. But I also have here a list of the top 20 most streamed rappers, and I felt maybe we could go through it and talk about it, and maybe talk about some ones that are surprising to us, maybe some that we wish were there that aren't there. And already from looking at the list, there's no Tupac or Biggie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense to me because like they existed in an era before streaming, and old heads
Yeah.
aren't probably streaming as much anyway.
Yeah, I think all
They
the
have
old heads
CDs
still
and
have the
stuff.
CDs
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah.
The
That's how I see
cassette
it. At
tapes.
least. Yeah.
So Drake is still at number 1.
Yeah,
We
that makes
talked about it
sense.
earlier. Eminem at 2, Travis Scott at 3, Kanye West at 4, Future at 5, and XXXTentacion at 6. I would not think that XXS would be this high above the list.
That does surprise me a little bit.
Even above Kendrick Lamar, who's number 7,
Yeah.
right behind him. I mean, XXX definitely was a voice of that era. R.I.P. of course, and but it's still crazy to me to see that not only does he's number 6 on the list, he has 9 songs with 1 billion streams.
How big is his discography anyway?
I mean, it can't be that big. I think he has a couple projects, and he keeps trying to come back from the. They keep making songs even after his death.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, didn't Big Homie Quan just drop a new song? Post-mortem?
I think so. I haven't checked it out yet, but I think you're right. Rich Homie Quan did release a track post-mortem, but I think that was set to release.
Yeah.
Okay, Juice WRLD at number 8, J. Cole at number 9.
So the so-called big 3 are all on here, which is actually
So-called
pretty interesting.
Big 3 is all on here, but not in the top 3, except Drake, which
Yeah.
probably is the least liked out of the 3 nowadays.
Sadly, yeah.
That's kind of a recent thing, though. So I mean,
Yeah,
he's
people
had
still like
years.
his
He's had
music,
years
too.
of being. Do I want to say at the top? But he's had years of being.
He's been at the
Yeah,
top.
but
He's been
Number
at the
one.
top for
For
years.
sure.
so
Yeah,
that's got to
so-
be what's driving him up there.
I mean, the man's a hit maker. At the end of the day, he makes accessible hit music that
True.
everybody likes to listen to in the car.
It's very true. Nicki Minaj at number 10.
I believe it. You see her on a lot of stuff.
You see her on a lot of stuff. Anaconda still gets played regularly.
Oh yeah, remember the music video for that one?
I do. I
was so
remember
good.
that music video. Little Uzi Vert at number 11. Doja Cat at 12. Metro Boomin at 13. All artists I expect to be there, so no surprises.
We got 21.
21 Savage at 14. I thought he would be maybe a little higher. He's been working with Drake recently.
He's trailing Drake up the rankings.
Yeah, he's been trailing Drake for the past couple years. I would expect 21 Savage to be higher on the list. Yeah. Lil Baby at 15, Mac Miller at 16, R.I.P. Mac Miller. Mac Miller is the only person on this list that has 0 songs with 1 billion streams while still being on this list. Mac Miller just has so much content in his discography, and really sucks to see him go.
Guys, you gotta pump those numbers up.
Those are rookie numbers.
One at least.
Yeah, we gotta give him 1 billion track. Pitbull at 17, Fireball.
Hispanic Heritage Month.
Hispanic Heritage Month.
You say Fireball? That's his one.
I know Timber too, but the only part I can sing is the part
Timber.
that Kesha sings. So
Yeah, that was Kesha's song.
yeah,
as far as I'm
it's pretty
concerned.
much Kesha's song. Pop Smoke at 18, Tyler the Creator at 19, and Playboy Cardi at 20.
I thought Cardi would be a little higher.
I thought Cardi would also be a little higher. He has a cult following for sure. If you listen to Cardi, you're kind of only listening to Cardi and Cardi influenced artists. And
I can't believe we got Cardi at number 20 before we got the new album.
Exactly. Cardi at number 20, but he still hasn't released an album since 2020. Whole Lot of Red. Which Whole Lot of Red is an album for discussion for another time. It's a very controversial album. I personally like it. I think there's some good tracks on it. But we do have a song request for you for the next song. This comes from Julian. He does want us to shout out his ex-wife, Sarah. Sarah, if you are listening to this, I know you're probably not, but we do want you to reach out to Julian.
Come home, Sarah.
Julian, come home.
He needs you.
He needs you. But first,
if you're listening, call in, and we can maybe set it up so you two can talk on the phone.
Call in the Discord at Vince Vibes.
We'll put you on air.
We'll figure it out. We'll get y'all together.
Yes,
but first, Praise God by Kanye West. And Steven, what do we got?
Oh God. Welcome back to Football Focus. But before we jump into
Football Focus. Give me some more energy, Steven.
God
It's
damn
Football
it.
Focus.
I know it's Football Focus, guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're the Weekly Roundup, by the way.
All right.
We're the Weekly Roundup.
Where can you find us, Steven?
Steven?
And hawkradio.primostreamgraphic.com. Throw it at someone. Slap it with a fish or whatever. Don't add that. It's not
He
gonna-
loves slapping things with fishes.
Hey, you know,
This is the
I
third
do-
week he
That's not-
said
I
something
do it
about
for
hitting it with a
comedy
fish.
That's not the worst thing.
purposes. I do it for comedy purposes. All right. Football Focus, ladies and gentlemen. It was an interesting week for football.
How so?
In
How
terms,
so?
at least, first of all, shout out
You're
to
crying, right? You're crying right now. I see tears in your eyes.
I'm not crying, first of all.
He did that yesterday.
Well, there might be tears of
Broncos
joy.
versus Buccaneers. Sadly, to my Buccaneers, they lost, but I'm not really mad at all. I'm actually kind of happy for the Broncos because
I'm mad for
during
him.
shut up.
You hear that? Dustin is growling. This man is a true Tampa Bay fan.
I love
He's
my
growling.
Like I said, I'm wearing a Bucs hat right now. I love my Buccaneers.
You need to take that hat off right now.
I love my Buccaneers, but Broncos. At least during Russell Wilson, get your hand out of my hat. During Russell Wilson era, it wasn't that great for the Broncos. Now with their new QB, at least alone, they actually look like they gone
Sean
good.
Payton.
Yeah, they gone good a little bit. Broncos did surprisingly incredible. Bucks did incredible, but
What's the score, Steven?
Sally 7-20. Broncos got 20 points, and Bucks only got 7.
Here, let me give you some stats, y'all. Bo Nix had 216 yards, no throwing touchdowns. He did have one rushing touchdown and no interceptions. We also had 7 receptions for 68 yards from Cameron Sutton.
Yep.
And on the Buccaneers side, Baker Mayfield threw an interception, but also threw a touchdown. That was the only touchdown of the game that y'all had. No one else really did anything on the team. Chris Godwin was the one to catch that touchdown. I love Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin, even as an Eagles fan, has always been a player that I've watched pretty heavily.
Yeah.
He's a hometown favorite. I know a lot of Buccaneers fans love Chris Godwin.
Who doesn't love him? For God's sake.
Yeah, we got to stop throwing picks, though. This got to stop happening. It
Y'all
wouldn't have
have
helped
to
us
have
this
a better
time.
O-line. Your guys' O-line is terrible. Fire the O-line coach. Get him out of here.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Because
Bucks
there was
fans,
no-
Bucks fans
Defense
are
seems to be
mad.
doing pretty good, though. Just in general. Not this. maybe
defense
not this
as a
game.
whole in the league has been doing pretty good, unless you're the Panthers.
Yeah,
But the Panthers won this week.
Panthers won. I'm
Oh,
actually
wow.
happy for them because they deserve a freaking win.
Because
You're happy for every
Yes.
winner. You're a fair weather fan.
He's happy for every winner.
Hey,
he's
hey,
sad
my
for every loser.
job here is to
He'll
be
shake every hand,
unbiased.
kiss every baby.
Oh man, somebody's
Hey,
gonna run
my
for
job
president.
here is to be unbiased. So you,
Steven
so-
2036. He's got my vote.
Let me run your campaign. I can be like that
But,
bald guy
yeah,
in House of Cards.
The Panthers won. That's like when I first heard like the Panthers won their first game. I'm like, wow. I thought they were gonna lose again. Like in
Yeah.
general, that's how used to I am with the Panthers losing. But this one's gonna be. I love it because I got 2 Philly fans right here, ladies and gentlemen. Eagles versus Saints.
Let's go. I got my Kelly Green Jason Kelsey jersey on
sir.
today.
I don't have my blanket on today.
Anthony
You
does
didn't
not
even
have
bring
his
a
I
blanket.
didn't even
He's
bring
too
the
busy
blanket.
with the board today. We got to keep him occupied. We can't.
And
I think the blanket might have made him more
And the fun-
comfortable.
and the
A
crazy
little
part-
security.
A little security, a little comfort. Maybe that's what you needed to have a more successful day here at the board. We'll write this down
Can
for
somebody,
next time.
if there's
Yeah,
somebody
write
at the
it down,
studio
write it down,
listening, can you
write it
just bring a blanket in
Blanket.
for Anthony, please? Anyone will do.
Anyone will do.
But-
Eagles managed to win a
Yes.
close game. There was a strong defense from both teams back and forth.
Yes.
You know, Saints, they played tough, but they fell short when it came in the matter of scoring. Jalen Hurts did not have his best game. He threw an interception.
Dude, there was an interception. There was
no,
a fumble. There was a blocked punt.
Yeah.
This was their
No
game.
way.
This was their game
Yeah,
to lose,
Hurts-
and we still came out winning the game. Nick Sirianni is a clown. I think Nick Sirianni needs to be fired by the end of the year.
wanna
He's
talk about-
literally
you wanna
a
talk
rowdy
about-
cheerleader.
You want to talk about not kicking the field goal? What was it, twice on 4th down?
And twice on 4th down.
Twice, dang.
Two
Just-
turnovers.
He
instead
thinks
of-
he's playing Madden. I feel like he's just loading it up in his mind. All right,
Bro trying to onside kick.
I got this in Madden before. I got this, yo. Some other stats. Saquon Barkley, I got to buy his jersey, man. 147 yards, 2 touchdowns. He is literally the difference maker on the Eagles team.
Yes,
he
he
is the
is.
reason why the Eagles are winning.
Yes.
And there's no real ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Dallas Goedert was in there yesterday too.
Dallas Goedert on my fantasy. I lost all my money on Thursday night, so I did not spend any money on the weekend.
We don't win on this show.
But on my fantasy,
Fantasy night, ladies and gentlemen.
I also lost. But I had Dallas Goedert. And Dallas Goedert put up 28 points because he had 170 yards for 10 catches. Devonta Smith, before that dirty hit from the Saints team, had 79 yards for 7 receptions. And that was about it on the Eagles side.
Yeah.
On the Saints side, Derek Carr, he played a decent game, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 142 yards. Alvin Kamara, of course, got 87 yards, but 26 carries. So a lot of workload on Alvin Kamara.
Both teams really went all out for this game, but at the end of the day, Eagles went on top.
Yeah.
Points for this entire game, 15-12. It was like a really close, neck and neck.
Real close
sure
neck
was.
and neck. Now
So-
tell us about Chiefs and Falcons. Chiefs always are
Yeah.
escaping with the victory. This
Yeah.
is
like I mentioned, they're the New England Patriots. Am I right or am I wrong?
No, you're pretty much right.
they are pretty much lining up to be the next dynasty
Yeah.
of the NFL. It's very unfortunate.
3-0.
Yeah, 22.
We almost had the
17.
same score. We almost had the same record.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, y'all almost had the same
we all have
record.
the same record, but there's never such thing as a perfect game. So there's never going to be a perfect streak.
No, there will be someday.
Yeah, there will.
Patriots almost got it a while ago.
We're looking at the Chiefs doing it right now.
Exactly. This,
Yeah.
I think it's a three-peat year. I've already said that before. I think they're gonna make it.
Yeah.
I think that'll be cool.
Yeah,
I'm not even a Chiefs fan necessarily, but I just like to
I
see
do not want to see that. I want to see another team in the Super Bowl. I'm kind of tired of getting used to the same couple teams going to the bowl every year.
I feel like right now we don't want to see it, but like 10 years down the line, when we look back, we'll go, that was a pretty good
Yeah,
era."
exactly.
Yeah, that was a good era of
That's
football.
what we did.
That's
with
exactly
Brady.
my take.
All right, but I don't want another Brady kind of conundrum. I lived through most of the Brady era.
The Brady conundrum, he says.
It's a long conundrum, what was it?
It is.
Yeah, what was that, like 25 years he was playing football?
Yeah, I think so.
25 years.
Not quite, but it was a long time.
Too many years.
Not enough years.
Yeah.
Too many years.
Tom, come back.
He had one more in him.
We need you.
Now he does Monday Night Football or something.
Yeah.
Where's I Miss You by Blink-182 when you need
top
it.
5 now. That's his new show.
Some stats from the game. Patrick Mahomes had 217 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. There was Rashee Rice was the only receiver that really did anything for the Chiefs. 110 yards for 12 receptions and a touchdown. Kirk Cousins on the Falcons side threw a touchdown and an interception, 230 yards. And the only receiver who really did anything for him was Drake London, who had 67 yards and a touchdown to catch that.
Yeah, that's kind of expected for that type of game.
Bijan Robinson also scored a touchdown on his legs. We only have time for one more game, we'll go to the blowout. Both 2-0 teams coming in together.
Yeah,
but Vikings destroy the Texans 34-7.
34, dude. I never.
Sam Darnold led Vikings. Okay, Sam Darnold, y'all.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold was cast away by the New York Jets, drafted 14th overall in like 2018, 2019, if I'm not mistaken. And he just had a rough time, a rough coaching staff all around. But this is a crazy fact about Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold is younger than Joe Burrow. And so, Joe Burrow is a star in the league. And I think we could see a resurgence of Sam Darnold. So
we'll have to keep an eye on that one.
Yeah,
definitely got to keep an eye on that one.
He has potential. He
definitely has potential. Justin Jefferson also on my fantasy. He did really well with Darnold, and Texans just fell apart, man. CJ Stroud's got to do something better.
They got to lock in. That's all they got to do.
Brian Flores is the defensive coordinator for the Vikings. He used to be the head coach for Miami.
Really?
Yes, and they have a amazing defense over there.
All right.
But Steven, it is still Heritage Month, right?
Yes, sir. It's still Hispanic Heritage
All the way
Month.
till October 15th.
Yep. And if you're Hispanic, keep your head up, be awesome, move forward, and
if you're not, you are not welcome on this broadcast until October 16th.
And now we're gonna play a song from Hinton.
Welcome back to Weekly Roundup. If you're just tuning in, this is the Weekly Roundup, and you can find us online on Primo Stream at hawkradio.primostream. Omit the .com.
Yeah.
And coming
throw
up,
away that .com.
Yeah, just throw it away. Recycle
again.
it. Actually, it's recyclable.
It is
Again, slap
recyclable.
someone with a fish with it.
This fish thing.
Do you, Stephen? Do you
He's a
recycle your
lion
fish?
in the inside, the Lion King in the inside.
Dustin, what's the old Dillmeister doing these days?
Oh, well, that's actually interesting because we're going into my segment, which has been temporarily renamed to Diddy Digest.
No Diddy.
No Diddy, of course.
Drama Digest, of course. If
Which
y'all
typically
have
Drama
not seen
Digest.
the show.
Now, if there's anybody tuning in that's been listening for a few weeks, we've covered the incomparable P. Diddy a couple
Is
times
this
because
four weeks in a row now?
Well, here's the thing. The man is in a shiesty era, and so I'm not gonna not cover it. It's probably the biggest the biggest story.
It is the
going
biggest
around
story
right now. So last week I left us with his arrest, and we were kind of all up in the air. We were saying, "What's he arrested for? What will happen?"
He just got arrested when we did our show yet last week.
He was arrested on Monday night around 7 p.m. Well, now we have the charges, And I'm getting these directly from CBS News.
All right, read them to me.
So our number 1 charge is sex trafficking. Number 2, forced labor. Kidnapping at number 3. Now that's a pretty concerning combo. I think kidnapping and forced labor is wild work. We got arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice.
I feel like arson is the odd one out there.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Right.
But
What did he burn down? They're like, we got him.
Throw that in
We
there.
got
for
him.
extra-
I bet that was the final straw. Like the final
arson. That's what put the hammer down. Arson.
the frosting on the cake.
Well, there's actually a little bit of unconfirmed as of now, at least on my end, reports that he actually plotted to blow up Meek Mill's car. So that could be part of the arson as well. Now that's not an official thing
He
that I'm
was
covering, but
plotting
that is
lot
a
of
rumor.
Other things with Meek Mill too.
Well, that's true.
He keeps dragging
That's
himself back in there.
wild.
Meek Mill can't get
Well,
out.
Sometimes you have to
Yep.
try to drag yourself out of there. There's places
a
are
lot
pretty
of other
exhausting.
artists. Usher deleted his Twitter.
Yeah.
Justin Bieber trying to hide.
And Bieber and Usher were both victims in this whole thing, honestly.
Victims. They were honestly victims.
But they found a lot of interesting stuff in Diddy's house. I mean, they found some ARs. They found a lot of lubrication, and I don't mean for the guns.
Yep.
And one of my favorite things they found,
1 gallon bottles.
1,000 of them.
Thousands of them.
just baby oil. I mean,
Yeah.
it's dry. The air in Southern California is very dry.
The one that surprised you the most affected is the
took me
same
a second.
amount.
It was in New York.
It's very dry up there too.
New York, known for being dry.
Oh my god.
But
Anthony, you've been the closest to that area. Would you say that it's dry up there?
It's pretty dry.
well,
You always got to walk around with a little bit of lubricant.
I always do when I go to New York.
1,000 of them, though.
Thousands.
1,000 bottles is
Like,
quite a few, but
bro.
it kind of fits in with my favorite find that they discovered at his house. Do you guys know that in his backyard he had a 50-foot wide bed?
Wow. I don't even want to imagine.
That's 40
I
feet
think
too
that's
big.
not radio friendly to imagine any further of
Why?
what.
No, we're not gonna delve too deeply into it, but
Yeah,
you can
but
you can make
just-
any inferences that you would like.
yeah.
You think he
That
Amazon
is for the
primed it?
creative mind.
You think he Amazon primed it?
I feel like that's a Timu purchase.
Yeah,
Timu.
that'd be more a Timu purchase.
Wish.com.
I mean, what would you guys do? You got to make it a water bed, right? Because you're already leaning into this
It's an all white
robe and
like-
mustache type of a vibe. Get the
Yeah.
water bed.
Yeah.
50
All white is
50
crazy.
Have y'all
water.
seen the crazy clips that have been resurfacing because of this? All about the Diddy parties
absolutely.
from every celebrity
Yeah,
talking about
everybody.
Yeah.
how crazy Diddy parties are.
We got
How
Khloe
many-
Kardashian coming out saying she saw Biebs there at a party, but doesn't that incriminate her for being at the party too?
Exactly.
Kind of way, yeah. it
But at the
does.
same time,
Marlon Wayans.
No.
we shouldn't really act like being at a Diddy party is incriminating. Everybody
Yeah.
went. You know what I mean? You're
Yeah,
a celebrity. He was known for having big parties, so of
Yeah.
course everybody's gonna go.
like every big celebrity you know,
But does
it's
that
gonna
mean
be there.
every celebrity is just like Diddy?
Nah.
Did
Yeah.
he do it?
Well, did he
Hey,
do
and
it?
here's
is
the
the
question:
Did he
Did he
do
really?
it?
Did he really do it?
Yes. He definitely.
Well, does it? I think that
Case
is up
closed.
for interpretation. He is not legally.
Well, yeah. As far
Yeah.
as the
right,
station's
we
concerned,
legally can't
he's-
say.
Yeah, we can't say
all
charges.
defendants in the United States of America are innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
And we still have the rule of law here
Yeah,
for now.
For now.
for now.
Stay tuned.
And speaking of laws, he was also he was denied bail. Old Diddy. He was trying to get a $50 million bail. He even offered to put up his and his mom's houses as collateral.
What?
Imagine putting up your mom's house as collateral. That's real dirty, especially when you know he was a flight risk.
Yeah.
That's why he
thought he-
escaped to New York
I
to
thought
get
he was
away.
raking it in. Why is he using collateral?
Well, that's the thing. When you're really rich like that, you don't have a lot of liquid assets. Most of his value is tied up in property, probably some
Property.
investments and
Yeah.
stuff.
But his mom's?
Yeah, that's so dirty.
That is-
Yeah, his own mother.
That's a Diddy thing.
Yep. That,
Oh,
That's
Diddy.
true.
So-
That's very true. Now, another thing that is kind of a salacious story coming out of the rap world. We all remember Young Dolph, right?
Yeah, of
We're,
course.
we're fans. We should play some Young Dolph. He's not on the list, is he?
I don't know. I think we got to check that for next week.
Yeah, we can do that for next week.
Yeah, we gotta check.
But Big Juke, brother of Yo Gotti, has actually been accused of putting a $100,000 hit on Young Dolph previous to his death.
Oh.
That is sad to hear.
That's not a good look.
That's not a
Yeah.
good look. Especially, how does that story even get out? Does the hitman just walk out and say, "Hey, Big Jook offer me $100,000.
His NDA is done.
Basically, I mean, people snitching in the witness stand these days is one of the number one stories, or one of the number one ways that stories are hitting the internet. Yeah, everybody wants to be on that witness stand.
You don't want to be in jail. I hear Diddy's there.
Yeah, I don't want to be in a jail where Diddy is in.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, I don't know. I think Diddy he'll be okay if he does end up. They're talking about putting him in prison for the rest of his life, but I think he'll hold up.
Yeah,
he'll hold up.
He'll hold up.
But R.I.P. Young Dolph. And
R.I.P. Young Dolph.
Bad look for Yo Gotti and his brother.
Yeah, definitely not a good look. His brother I'm not really familiar with, but yeah, not a good look for Gotti.
All right.
Yep.
But you want to shout him out?
Oh, are we going on to our Discord now?
No, we can. No, we're going to shout out our next song request who comes from our Discord. Sam from HCC Del Mabry requested this song called Dangerous Game by Tommy Shaw.
That's a quintessential 80s beat, and I love it.
It is quintessential 80s, and I also love it. And here you go. Here's to you, Sam.
And welcome back. You're listening
Thank you, Sam.
You're playing a dangerous game right now.
That was a good song.
I
like it.
It was.
80s are coming back.
Guys, we should make a buddy cop movie and use that for the intro.
It would be a perfect intro for a buddy cop movie.
An intro for What You're Asking, where you're listening to the Weekly Roundup here on HCC Hawk Radio. You can find us streaming on hawkradio.primostream.com. Omit that .com. You don't want it anywhere near you.
Yeah.
But
I heard it has COVID.
We keep that away.
But guys, for Showbiz Spotlight, I got a couple things here. I'll rapid fire them off you guys. First, Batman to receive a Hollywood Walk of Fame star and a Guinness World Record title. On Thursday, September 26th, the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce will honor Batman with the 2,790th star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Wow, that's a lot of stars. I didn't know that's how many stars were on.
How long is that walk?
It's a long walk.
A couple of miles, I think.
And the Guinness.
It's a dangerous game.
And
I'll tell you what is a dangerous game is putting fictional characters on the Walk of Fame.
Yeah.
I don't like this at all.
This opens the floodgates. Who's
I don't
next?
like this at all.
I'm thinking Spider-Man.
Moby Dick.
Oh yeah, no, it'll be somebody from Star Wars before long. It's never gonna end.
Yoda is definitely going on the Walk of Fame soon.
We've devalued the entire Walk of Fame as far as I'm concerned with this.
I mean, as a
prestigious organization.
Batman fan, I feel like maybe this is a good thing.
If anyone was going to do it, it's Batman.
Yeah,
I feel like he was always kind of popular, and then the Dark Knight trilogy shot him into modern popularity. Because I know Superman is like the titular superhero, but I mean, who's talking about Superman these days?
Yeah.
Right. And the conversation is now between Batman and Spider-Man for Marvel, I would say, is like the two most popular superheroes to this day.
Anyway, that's happening on Thursday, September 26th. You can live stream
If you're listening in Los Angeles, please go down and boycott the opening.
or support
For Dustin.
Support Dustin apparently.
For Hollywood, for the integrity of Hollywood.
I think we're in a good spot for Hollywood. I think Hollywood just needs to stay in the over there. They can stay over there.
Well, hold on. I'm trying to get over there.
Yeah, me too.
What does that say about us?
I like
Only
Tampa,
work
man.
there.
I like living in Tampa.
That's true. Okay.
All right, tell me what's more about the Emmys.
All right, speaking about Hollywood, we're talking about the Emmys. Emmys happened last week on Sunday. We got a couple interesting tidbits here. One, I found out, this came from Variety. For the second time this year, Hollywood gathered to honor TV's biggest stars after the 2023 ceremony was delayed to January 2024 by last year's Hollywood strikes. Do you guys remember the strikes from last year?
Yeah, that was about AI writing, wasn't it?
I think so, and like residuals.
Residuals.
Oh, that was part of it. Yeah.
Oh, because these big streaming companies would have these shows like Stranger Things that are still constantly getting views and streams that these actors are seeing zero of. Netflix is just raking in that money. Why do you think Netflix comes out with 15 new shows every day? Why do you think they win all the Emmys? They mass saturation.
Yeah. But shotgun strategy.
But talking about the current Emmys, we got The Bear, the Hulu TV show, earning 11 Emmys, one more than last year, earning 10. for a comedy series.
I've not watched The Bear yet. I've heard a
Yeah,
lot of
same
good
here.
things. A lot of good actors are in
Yeah.
The Bear. I've been wanting to check it out. I've just been so busy lately, but it's definitely on my list.
Tell us about Shogun. I heard that won some awards.
Yeah, Anthony, you were just telling me you watched Shogun. I know it's not fresh in your mind,
That's
but
true. It won 18 Emmys. I think that's the most Emmys won by a singular show.
wow, what
That's
a
impressive.
number.
That's really impressive.
It's good. I like it. What can I say about it? It's a historical Japanese piece, so if you're not into that kind of thing, it's not gonna. I can't really sell you on it. But
A lot of subtitles, yeah.
that's true. Yeah, there's a lot of subtitles. It's
I'm
mostly
very
in it's
lazy. I
mostly in
hate reading.
Japanese. But they do the thing where it's like, oh, this character just happens to know English or whatever. Like they learned English overseas, so they kind of switch in and out.
That's interesting.
That's
It's probably a good show. But I don't know if I would be one to check out Shogun.
Yeah.
It scratches
I'll
that
give it a
Japanese
shot.
itch for me. I like it.
Nice.
What else, said? I mean, speaking of Japanese stuff, you had Blue Eye Samurai won an Emmy for outstanding animation program.
I've been wanting to watch that too. I've heard a lot of good things about that on Netflix.
Also, the Usher halftime show won an Emmy.
Very interesting.
I didn't
Circles us
I
all
like
the way
the
back
halftime
around.
show.
I like the halftime
show.
show too. I just didn't expect it won an Emmy.
Yeah.
I'm like,
But
okay.
We need to dive into our Discord. We got a lot of fan
Discord.
engagement this week.
Yeah.
we did have a lot of fan engagement for our question of the week. We have 5 answers for you today. And of course, you can get our Discord community link at any of my socials or any of their socials. We'll say it at the end. But our question of the week was, do you think energy drinks need to be more regulated? And what is your opinion on them as a whole? And Sam, who just gave us our song Dangerous Game, from HCC Del Mabry, says, no, but they're more harmful than beneficial. They're pretty bad for you because they have a lot of caffeine and only give you energy for some time. You end up drinking a lot of them to make up for lack of energy, which isn't healthy for your body. The reason they shouldn't really be regulated is because it's not an illegal substance and it can only harm you if you drink too much.
Yeah.
Should I read Dandelions or is someone else taking it?
You can read Dandelion.
Yeah, read Dandelion. Dandelion had a different response at first.
Shout out to Dandelion. Screw regulation. Let's start giving them to babies as a replacement for formula. For real, though, I know someone who developed a heart condition from drinking too many energy drinks. So while I don't care about them being regulated or not, you should be aware of what could happen if you drink them every day.
That's wild.
My boy H-Town came in and answered. He says, most def, but I feel like the regulation should be geared towards the amount of caffeine allowed in the drinks. We saw when Panera dropped their cardiac arrest lemonades, quickly racked up a kill streak. A quick moment of silence for the victims. Those things had 400 milligrams of caffeine. It's like 4 times of Red Bull. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But out of the big 3, where only one doesn't have a limit to the amount of caffeine allowed in a drink, I feel like it's a start.
All right, Steven.
Yeah. No, wait. We got one more response.
That's true.
Cat lover 1, 2, 3. We can't forget the cat.
I'm also a cat lover.
You know, I have 2 cats at home. I love cats.
Oh, you're
but
a cat person?
I do got
We
cats.
got to do a cat episode.
A cat off. Anyways, for me, this is what Cat Lover 1, 2, 3 says. For me personally, I don't believe in forcing energy into your body. This is how I see energy drinks really. I feel like energy should come naturally, and while I'm not sure if the decision of adding regulations would make a great impact, I do think people should consider finding more natural ways to boost energy rather than relying on something that artificially accelerates it. Yeah, I agree with that statement. It's definitely not natural. It's definitely, if you're somebody who believes in that state of want to keep everything 100% natural. I'm not.
I think
we
that
love our
humanity
red
was
dye
made to shape our
40s and our
environment.
blue dye 4s and our whatever's in the foods that we eat.
But speaking of shaping our environment, we've got one more answer, and we actually had a request from one of our super fans for, in his opinion, the funniest guest or the funniest host to read out his thing. That's how we're going to wrap the show up. So take it away, Steven.
Yeah,
read Julian's answer for us.
I'm
Read
gonna try
Julian's
my
answer.
best. First of all, shout out to Julian in general, and before I
Go ahead, Steven. We don't have...
just shut up. in general, in the beginning, energy drinks were just a fun addition to my life. I crack one open for a late gaming session or to do power through a long work days. My wife Sarah didn't mind at first. She teases me about caffeine fueled. Then hold up. Give me a small moment. Forgive me, ladies and gentlemen. I am a slow reader a little bit, so.
His wife Sarah didn't mind them at first. She teased him about caffeine-fueled
Yeah, my bad,
enthusiasm.
Julian.
I'm sorry, Julian, but we do have to wrap up the
You only
show.
asked
Yeah.
for one thing, and we couldn't give it to you. We'll correct that next week.
Next week we'll get him
On
to
my
read your
honor.
answer. But
We'll start the show with
We are. You know, as a matter of fact, next week we're going to start off with Steven
Yeah.
reading that before we jump into our first segment. So that's what's going to happen next
Yeah.
week. 10 o'clock, tune in.
Yeah.
But basically, Julian said that energy drinks ruined his marriage.
Yeah.
And
when
his wife Sarah is now not in his home.
when
Come on back, Sarah. And everybody, come on back next week.
Yeah.
The Weekly Roundup, Tuesdays, 10 o'clock on HCC Hawk Radio,
Yep.
on Primo Stream, no.com.
no.com.
Hey, have a great week.
Yeah.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Peace.